Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm going to show you how to make a version of this card today. This features a brand new set of stamps, coordinating punch and designer series paper that is coming to you guys on the 5th of January in the new mini catalogue. This is the stamp set that we're using. It's called Dragonfly Garden. Isn't it amazing? Really great. Love the sentiments. Two different dragonflies to choose from, and some nice little accompanying details there. And we've got this really great punch. So the large dragonfly coordinates with the stamp. And we've got a little bonus little dude there as well. So that's what we're doing. So this was a Misty Moonlight kind of monochromatic look. We're switching it up, we're using a different paper. Still going for the monochrome look though. And I've picked out this one with the lovely dandelion clock heads on it, the seed heads. And that's in Bumblebee, so we're going to use Bumblebee for our stamping. So I've already cut that piece of designer series paper down. This is Dandy Garden designer series paper. Lots of really lovely autumnal colours. It's got Blackberry Bliss in it. Do you know how hard it was to resist using the Blackberry Bliss? I will use the Blackberry Bliss. Really, really lovely. I love the bees. I didn't see those the first time around. So we've got sort of a fussy side and a less fussy side, if you like. So that's really, really cute. Lots of wonderful colours. So this is Bumblebee, which I've cut down to 4 by 5 3/4 to go on my card front. Just a plain white card front, and then I've got this layout which is 3 inches wide by 4 3/4 high. So that's what we're going to do our little bit of background stamping on, and I need a piece of scrap to do that in case I go off the end, which I probably will. So we'll just do that. And we're going to use this beautiful image. It's really large, so I've got that on an eye block, which I don't use very often, so that's good. If you struggle with the eye block and you've got a stamper artist, that would work too. There we go. Couldn't see my ink pad for looking then. Oh, it's right in front of me. Right, Bumblebee it is. So this is a long stamp, so we're going to travel up the ink pad to make sure we get it all covered in ink. Okay, but lots of light tapping. And I actually found it was easier for me to stamp this a little bit on the sideways. And I'm going off the edge so that the stalks don't look like they are floating in the air. Didn't quite manage that on the original, but I think my twine covers up that. Okay, so that's number 1, and then we're going to do another image a bit further over but lower down, so we get some different height on that image, but not too far away from the other one. Don't want to sort of channel through the middle. I want it to look like they're sort of sitting together. Could have been closer, but that will serve our purposes. Okay, so that's our background layer stamped up, and then I've got a scrap of cardstock here to stamp our dragonfly, which we'll put towards the bottom, so it will fit in the punch. Firm and even pressure, isn't it beautiful? And I'm hoping we can fit our sentiment on the side of there as well and get that done at the same time. Thank you for your kindness, again, very pertinent for this time of year with everything that's been going on. Just been crazy, hasn't it? Been crazy. going to add some Wink of Stella to my Dragonfly. Because I've done that quite quickly after stamping, this will probably pull out some of the colour into the image, which is absolutely fine. That's kind of what I was hoping for. Just take away that whiteness without necessarily having to colour it in, but also gives it a bit of shine and sparkle. As Dragonfly wings do have that kind of iridescent look, don't they? Okay, so we'll use our punch and slot that in, and if you just look in through the back, it's really easy to line up. Just use a couple of markers around his head and wings, and that is stamped out, punched out even, beautifully. Then I'm using the Timeless label. The name just exited my head just as I was about to say it. So I do know what that's called. So again, just lining that up. And when you've got text that's in a line and you've got a line on your punch, that's kind of the bit that I look for anyway, to see whether that's lined up or not. So they're ready. Oops a daisy. So those are our little elements there. We are going to add the sentiment on with some dimensionals, and I'm going to take a little bit of this end, you know, these sort of strips that go around the edge. I'm going to take a couple of them, put them sort of top and bottom, so those will go across the ribbon that we're going to add in a little while. Our little dragonfly body is going to have a couple of mini dimensionals added to it, and I'm just going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pick those up and add them to the back behind his body. He's sort of near his head, behind his wings. The other bits are too skinny. But I also want to shape those wings, so I'm going to use my bone folder and just sort of give those a bit of a curl, and then sort of bend them up a little bit so that we've got a bit of lift and dimension on our dragonfly. So here he's ready to go. Right, we want to add some ribbon across the bottom of there. So I'm going to bring in the in colour ribbon that we've got. We don't have any twine in Bumblebee, which is a shame. So I'm making that a good length. It's got to be sort of twice the width plus some tying room, so you get loads on a spool, so don't be stingy. And then I'm just going to use my glue runner just temporarily to secure that in place, and it's going to tie on that side, isn't it? So I'm just going to loop that over so that it's sort of the halfway points as on the opposite side, so I've got as much as I can to tie my little knot. See if we can do a cool knot. Right, left over, right over left. Oops. Trying to keep the tension on it while you're pulling as well. I'm not going to cut that down until I know where it wants to go. And all we need to do now is assemble it all up. Blackberry bliss. So a few lines of stamp and seal will secure that in place just fine, provided you get it lined up first. Near enough. secure that crease. It's a little too high on that card front, but I think we can get away with that. It's straight in the other ways. Right, we'll add our layer on. Again, we'll just use some seal. A bit along the bottom. And get that lined up as best I can. Sometimes getting things central over patterned paper is a little challenging because the pattern fools you. So just take your time and get that positioned where you want it. The sentiment's going to go over that ribbon and next to the knot. So that will help keep that in place as well. Now I think we can cut those tails, so I'm going to have it so it comes past the white border, and then just make it equidistant there, and we can just add our little dragonfly. Just flittering off over there. Yep. Over the edge of the but not covering the text. There. Fabulous. Isn't it lovely? I actually like this a lot more than I thought I was going to, in terms of the suite. Really like the less fussy designs of this designer series paper. It's really versatile. Love it. There we go then, guys. Misty Moonlight Bumblebee monochromatic style. Very easy to put together. I hope you give that a go. Right, as always, links will be down below. The stamp set, because it's not available to customers yet, will have to come later, but if you have a checkout later on after the 5th of January, you'll be able to find it in the online store. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. Take care, everybody. We'll see you again soon. Take care.